Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video today for you guys out in the sun, getting my good vitamin D. I woke up early this morning, actually got some tarot done for all the fire signs for whatever reason. I don't know why I was so inclined to get up and do tarot readings, but I did. Knocked out 4 readings today, so you can catch those on my YouTube page. I also started a tarot page just for tarot. I get on here a lot and I rant and I talk a lot for you guys. Like, I never intended to start doing tarot on this channel. This was more like me going through a lot of the things that I was going through, and 5 years back, me really wanting to get into like shooting videos and things like that didn't really become more commonplace until now. Or you never know what the universe has for you for whatever specific time you're going through, whatever you're going through. But yeah, so learning new things, been doing a whole lot of writing and lecturing and shooting little small miniature videos and things like that. I want to get into creating movies and short stories and scripts and things like that for like acting purposes, but have to get on one accord with people, so it'll probably be more of like monologues and things like that, or me just fumbling around with all these application visual effects and special effects and seeing how I can because the laptop that I actually brought, like sometimes when you buy a laptop it'll come with a music producing program, but the laptop that I purchased, it actually came with like movie editing software. So I've been experimenting with that around with that a little bit. So that's pretty much what I've been into. I take the weekends off to chill out and relax and take part in all the things that we try to not get addicted to, right? Actually should have been a very interesting weekend, to be honest with you. Wanted to go out and celebrate a little bit, minor accomplishments. You always want to make sure you take the time to at least be thankful, be grateful. Celebration. People can celebrate things in different ways, but you always take those times out for yourself to take a mental break, to take an auric cleanse. We had the full moon last night, and then ironically, my uncle from Georgia was down here in South Florida. Me and him ended up speaking for about 3 hours or so last night under the full moon. So I spoke to him about, and I'm older now. We've been having certain conversations, so I have been talking to him about generational curses and the things that have been happening in the family, and just different things and patterns that I'm noticing, and how I'm becoming an adult and things like that. So things are getting better and better. How you doing? People out here. So yeah, interesting conversations that you start to have with the generations, because he's in a generation that came before me. He's 20 years older than me, or 16 years older than me. My mom had me when she was 16, so she's 2.5 years older than her brother, so and so. You can do the math. Ironically, that's like me and my sister. I have one half sister, and she's about 2.5 years younger than me. So it all matches up. Again, karma and these different situations and life stories play out continuously throughout generations. And I was just explaining to them, I'm not sure if they've heard or have ever heard this concept of generational curses. Again, when people hear certain things that they never heard before, just like I'm sure when people first heard the story of Jesus and they never heard it before, they was like, what? A dude walking on water, turning water to wine, rose from the dead. Like, people had to get used to the idea or the concept of Jesus. Like, people don't even want to get off Jesus' nuts right now, even though he's a fictional character or fictional person. And how can I say that? It's just been so many different things that your father was following, so many things that your grandfather was following, and so many things that your great grandfather was following that never came to pass. You know, it's like with anything else. You know, someone keep telling, you know, someone that Allah is gonna provide you with 100 virgins after you die, when, you know, you can't even find 100 virgins on the planet Earth. So you really gonna take your life, and you know, different people believe in different things. You know, there's, you know, not bashing people. One thing that was brought to my attention, or has been being brought to my attention, is that for whatever reason, like, people close to me, not everyone, like, people feel like I'm negative about things. And again, this is another excuse that people use when they don't want to hear the truth, when they want to hide from the truth, or even when they want to try to protect somebody from the truth. If a family secret comes out, we shouldn't be sitting around in a circle arguing about who spilled the family secret. Why would you say that? Why are you telling people that the uncle has been molesting, you know, daughters for 20 years? Like, a whole generation of daughters. Like, you know, we have parents or children that talk crap about their parents, or parents that talk crap about their children. Like, really? Is that what we are wasting our time, our spirit, and our essence doing? Like, that's energy that can go somewhere else. You know, when we living in those types of times, that's a very dangerous area, a situation to be living in. And then you have to take into account that everybody has their own different perspective. Everybody has their own life purpose, their own goal. They want to do what they want to do for the day. That's the problem with family reunions in 2021 and trying to get people on one accord, even starting business together. Everybody want to do what they want to do versus what's right. But we've been living a generational curses for 100, 500, thousands of years. Instead of everybody just getting together and putting their heads together and saying, hey, we need to do things different or make changes. People are just into making excuses and recycling excuses. Like, there's a certain idea or standard that I have for myself, for my children, and for the world. And I don't want my children growing up in a world where it's like surrounded by people that don't really understand themselves at the end of the day. But yeah, man, interesting topics. There's a lot to unpack and explore. I didn't really have a direction of where I wanted to go with this video today. Just wanted to get out and shoot some videos for you guys. I was out at the gym maybe about 2 hours ago, and then I went out to grab me, you know, a steak, some mushrooms, some stuffed mushrooms, stuffed with veggies and cheese and things like that. Thinking about getting seafood, but I was like, nah, I just went to the gym. Let me just get a nice USDA steak, probably the most I've ever spent on a steak. I'm like, I want to go out and have fun and do some things, you know, decompress and things like that, and you know, try to take someone out to dinner. And of course, they had a whole attitude. Again, even though you didn't have to pay for anything, all you had to do was be on your best behavior, but literally ruined it and spoiled it. And then tried to run after me, tried to come find me afterward, try to apologize and all this stuff. It's like, you don't waste my time. It's like, I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not 28 anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. You cannot get my attention by just shaking your ass in front of me and think that I'm finna just bow down in Holy Trinity and worship you. So yeah, that maybe would have been a $50 or $100 dinner. But since people want to act the ass, you know, I made my way home. And you know, it's a couple days later, and instead of me having to spend that $100 that day, which I had no problem doing, you know, these are the things that, you know, men do. When you're a man of substance, or when you're a man of character, or you're a man of resources. Like, y'all driving around in cars with no gas in it, but y'all begging a man to take y'all out on $50, $100, $200 dinners, which I will never do. Like, we going out on a coffee date, or we going out somewhere, like we finna bust down to a $20 meal, like, but you know, feeling fancy sometimes. You know, you want to go out and do certain special things with certain people. And again, you know, I've decided I wanted to donate or super chat certain individuals, and then come to find out they blocked my messages or they blocked my comments. They even blocked their super chat that I was sending to them. So it's like when people do certain things, you realize you don't want to waste your energy, your physicality, your money, resources, all that stuff. It's like I would pull the moon to the earth for you, but when people act a certain as, you have to punish them. So yeah, man, I just bought a freaking $18 steak, and I'm about to go in the house and marinate that mug with butter, and I'm gonna cook it real slow, and I'm gonna enjoy it. This should have been a meal that I should have been able to enjoy with a close friend or a significant other or a family member or whatever the case may be. But you know, now I have an extra $80 in my pocket and a $20 steak that I'm about to get ready to enjoy. So that's life. Head in the store, grab me some ice. And that's gonna be it for the rest of the day. Hopefully y'all stay safe. 1